People often ask me where I get ideas for my genealogical mysteries. And I almost always tell them from a family tree. Anyone's family tree has a story in it somewhere, if not more than one. And I'll give you an example of that. A friend of mine lives in Norway, and she began researching her family tree. And her father is from a town called Selbu. And he's descended from a woman named Brunhild Palsdottir Storset. Brunhild was born in 1859. And when she was about 22 in 1881, she decided to immigrate to America. And she did so to Chicago. She married there. And after a few years, they bought land in LaPorte, Indiana, started a farm and a candy store. And they had children, but then her husband died and she remarried. And they had some children. Long story short, Brunhild, who was later known as Belle, killed both husbands, their children, her adopted daughter, farmhands, and any stray traveler that she could get to stay at her farm, all for their money. She became known as Belle Gunness, one of the most prolific serial killers in the history of the United States, having thought to have killed up to around 40 people. In 1908, when people were beginning to get suspicious of her finally, she burned her house down. And then I say she did it because all the children remaining children died in that fire. And the body that was meant to be her was way too small in stature to have been her. She was a tall woman, weighed around 200 pounds, and was described as being very husky, very stout. And the head was gone, and they never found it, although they did find many bodies buried on the farm. So no one knows what happened to Belle Gunness, or when she actually died, where she went. So that's a story from someone's family tree who had no idea that they had such a story. You just never know what you're going to find out.